Hi, this is Seema and I'm back with a new lesson on may I versus can I. Well, this is going to be a really small lesson but a very important one because I see a lot of people make a very common error of using a may I when they need to really use a can I, and the opposite. Well, a subscriber called Josh wrote in the other day about clearing this error, and this is especially for you. So let's have a look and see what is the difference and when do I use each of these words. Alright, when I'm using the word may I, the very word may talks about permission. Sadly in life, we're not permitted to do everything we want to, are we? Well, that is why we need to ask for permission. And when the word may I is used, you are inevitably asking for permission. And then you have a word like can, which specifically talks about being able to do something. In other words, it talks about your capability. Again, in life, we can't really do everything. There are some things I can do or some things I am capable of doing, and there are some things I don't have the ability to do. So when I can do something, when I am capable of doing something, I will use the word can. Let's use them in sentences and see where we can kind of remove these errors once and for all. Well, look at this sentence. It says, may I use the bathroom? Suppose I was to say, can I use the bathroom? You tell me, does that sound right to you? Well, can, as I said, refers to your capability, your ability to do something. Can you use the bathroom? Of course you can use the bathroom. You've grown up using the bathroom. As a baby, you were taught to use the bathroom. Of course you can use the bathroom. Isn't this a very ridiculous question? Yes, it is. Therefore, the can is a very obvious grammatical error, and therefore, I always must use the word may I use the bathroom. So you're sitting at the dinner table, and it is rude to get up from there, but you need to use the bathroom very, desperately, and therefore you need to ask permission to get up and leave the dinner table and go to the bathroom, and that is why you will ask for permission, and therefore you use the word may I use the bathroom. Moving on to a sentence like, can you fix the bathroom light? Okay, so you're in your bathroom and the light's gone out. You need someone to fix it. Well, can I use the word may, for example? May you fix the bathroom light? Well, that does not really make sense. But yes, why do I use the word can I? Can you fix the bathroom light? As I said, not everyone is capable of doing something. Not everyone has the ability to fix the bathroom light. I cannot fix a bathroom light. I don't have the ability to do it. But if I want to know who has the ability to do this, then I would ask them, can you fix the bathroom light? Okay? So suppose if I'm in somebody else's house and suppose I can fix the bathroom light, but now because I'm in somebody else's house, I want to ask permission to do that. So in that case, I would say, may I fix your bathroom light? Do you see the difference in both? Here we're talking about capability. We're trying to see who can do this job for you. Now that I know I can do the job, I want to ask for permission to do it. That is the main difference between the words may and can. We will, of course, now deal with some examples and do a small exercise both of us, so that we remove these errors and help you understand the differences better. Well, now that we've learned that may deals with permission and can refers to your ability to do things, we're now going to do a small exercise, and keeping this in mind, let's solve it without making the error. The first one is, Mom, you have a blank here, we go outside soon. It's a question, of course. What do I use? Do I use may or do I use can? Okay, let us think, okay? We said may refers to permission and can refers to ability. If I said, Mom, can we go outside soon? That does not sound about right, because of course you can go outside. You are an adult. Even if you are a 5-year-old, you had the ability to go outside soon. So you don't need to really ask someone that, do you? But if I was asking for permission, because I need to ask permission from my mother, that's when I use the word may. So in this case, it makes more sense if I said, may we go outside soon, as opposed to can. And then I'll have a sentence like, yes, children, you, a blank, go outside as soon as you finish your homework. I am guessing that the second sentence is a direct response to the question which we saw in the first sentence. So when the children asked for permission to go outside, naturally the mother gave them the permission, and therefore you will have a may again. Yes, children, you may go outside as soon as you finish your homework. There will not be a can in this case, because as I pointed out, the children can go outside. They have the ability, but here they are asking for the permission which was granted to them. And then you've got a sentence like, how many students fit inside a sports car? Okay, so we're talking about a number of students. So you have maybe 4 students, and you've got a sports car which is maybe a 3-seater. Okay, what am I talking about? I'm trying to fit 4 students into a car with a particular capacity. So in other words, can I say, that the capability of the sports car is to fit a certain number of people in there. And therefore, since we're talking about capability, we have to use the word can. I cannot say how many students may fit inside a sports car. I am not asking for permission. I am wanting to know the capability or the capacity of that sports car to fit in a certain number of students. And therefore, can is the obvious choice. And then you have a sentence like, dash, you spell Mississippi. Well, for a number of years, I've been very bad at spelling. I could not take notes because I did not know to spell. So, of course, spelling is a capability. Not everyone can spell correctly. And therefore, because we're talking about capability, I will always use, can you spell Mississippi? And then you have, Dad, dash, we watch TV all day long. Of course, this is going to be permission again. You can watch TV. You have the capability. But of course, you're not talking about your capability here. You are asking for permission. And therefore, you say, Dad, may we watch TV all day long? Well, that brings me to the end of this lesson on may I versus can I. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope you will not make the same error again. This is me saying goodbye. I will be back with some more lessons. You take good care.